What if a war thousands of miles away could make your bread, petrol, rice, chicken, and delivery fees more expensive, all without a single shop near you being damaged? That is exactly how global inflation can work. When people hear about war in Iran, they usually think about politics, missiles, oil tankers, and maps on the news. But for everyday people, the impact often shows up somewhere much more ordinary: the supermarket aisle. The reason is simple. Modern life runs on energy. Oil moves trucks. Diesel powers farm machines. Natural gas helps make fertilizer. Ships carry food and goods across oceans. Planes move high-value cargo. Factories need power. So when a major conflict threatens oil and gas supplies, the cost does not stay inside the energy market. It travels through the economy like gossip in a family group chat. Fast, dramatic, and somehow everyone gets involved. Today we'll explain the chain reaction, from oil prices to transport to farming to groceries and finally to your monthly budget. Iran matters because of geography. Near Iran is the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important energy routes. It is a narrow sea passage connecting the Persian Gulf to the wider ocean. A huge amount of oil and liquefied natural gas travels through or near this area. Think of it like a supermarket checkout lane for energy. If that lane gets blocked, even partially, the whole queue slows down. Oil buyers do not wait until supplies completely disappear before reacting. Markets move on fear, risk, and uncertainty. If traders believe tankers may be delayed, attacked, insured at higher costs, or forced to take longer routes, oil prices can rise quickly. That does not mean every country is suddenly out of oil. It means the price of getting oil safely from one place to another has gone up. And oil is not a luxury product like designer sunglasses. It is more like the bloodstream of the global economy. When it gets more expensive, the pressure spreads everywhere. The first place people usually notice higher oil prices is fuel. Crude oil is the raw material. Refineries turn it into petrol, diesel, jet fuel, and other products. So when crude oil becomes more expensive, the cost of making fuel often rises too. This affects drivers, airlines, delivery companies, fishing boats, construction machines, buses, and trucks. Now, here is the important part. Even people who do not drive still pay for fuel indirectly. Your banana did not teleport to the shop. Your phone case did not walk across the ocean. Your frozen pizza did not arrive by magic carpet, although that would be excellent branding. Most goods are moved multiple times before reaching you. A product might travel by ship, then train, then truck, then smaller delivery van. At every step, fuel matters. So when fuel gets more expensive, businesses face higher costs. Some absorb the cost for a while, but if the increase lasts, many pass part of it on to customers. That is how a war near an oil route can eventually become a higher delivery fee, a pricier plane ticket, or a more expensive bag of apples. Food prices are sensitive to energy because farming uses energy at almost every stage. Farmers use diesel for tractors, harvesters, irrigation pumps, and transport. Food processors use electricity and heat. Refrigerated trucks need fuel. Supermarkets use power for lighting, freezers, and storage. But there is another big link: fertilizer. Many fertilizers, especially nitrogen-based fertilizers, are made using natural gas. If gas prices rise, fertilizer can become more expensive. If fertilizer becomes more expensive, growing crops becomes more expensive. That matters because fertilizer is not optional decoration for plants. It helps increase crop yields. Without enough of it, farmers may produce less food, or they may pay more to produce the same amount. So the chain looks like this. Oil and gas get more expensive. Fuel and fertilizer get more expensive. Farming and transport get more expensive. Food companies face higher costs. Grocery prices rise. It is like ordering one small problem and receiving a family-sized combo meal of extra costs. One frustrating part of inflation is that prices often rise faster than they fall. When oil prices jump, Businesses react quickly because they need to protect their margins. Airlines adjust fares. Shipping companies add fuel surcharges. Delivery companies raise fees. Food producers renegotiate contracts. But when oil prices later fall, grocery prices do not always drop immediately. Why? Because the supply chain works with delays. A farmer may have already bought expensive fertilizer months ago. A shipping company may have locked in fuel contracts. A supermarket may still be selling products that were transported when fuel was expensive. A food manufacturer may still be paying higher packaging, energy, or labor costs. So even if oil calms down, the cheaper price does not instantly flow through to your receipt. It is a bit like turning down the heat on an oven. The oven does not become cold the second you touch the dial. It takes time. Inflation works the same way. The shock can arrive quickly, but the cooling process can be painfully slow. The impact is global because energy markets are global. Oil is bought and sold internationally. A disruption in one region can affect the global price, even for countries that do not buy directly from Iran. Imagine there are 10 people trying to buy umbrellas, and suddenly one umbrella factory shuts down. Even if you never bought from that factory, there are now fewer umbrellas available overall. Everyone competes harder for the remaining umbrellas, and prices rise. Oil works in a similar way. Countries may try to replace lost supply by buying from other producers. But those replacement barrels may cost more. Ships may travel longer routes. Insurance may become more expensive. Some countries may release emergency reserves. Others may reduce consumption. All of this affects global prices, and poorer households usually feel it hardest because food, fuel, and electricity take up a bigger share of their monthly income. For a wealthy person, a more expensive grocery bill is annoying. For a low-income family, it can mean choosing between food, transport, rent, or electricity. That is why energy shocks matter far beyond financial markets. They affect daily life. So, to summarize the whole chain, a war increases risk around a major energy region. That risk pushes oil and gas prices higher. Higher energy prices raise the cost of fuel, fertilizer, shipping, farming, packaging, refrigeration, and delivery. Those higher costs move through businesses. Eventually, they land on ordinary people through groceries, transport, electricity, and everyday services. The strange thing about the global economy is that it can make distant events feel extremely local. A tanker delay near Iran can become a higher taxi fare in Europe. A gas price spike can become more expensive fertilizer in Asia. A shipping disruption can become a pricier bag of rice in Africa or Latin America. And a conflict you watched on the news can quietly appear later as an extra few dollars, euros, pounds, pesos, or rupees at checkout. Basically, the global economy is like a giant group project where nobody fully knows who is in charge. One person controls the oil. Another person controls the ships. Someone forgot the fertilizer, and somehow you still get the bill. And that is how an Iran war can make everyday life more expensive around the world. Quick reminder, everything in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. See you in the next one.